Hello everyone, I am Vishwadeep. We are students of NIT Raipur and members of the team Thomas Curran. Today we are going to discuss about the topic how comfort will ruin our life. We are doing this project under the guidance of Anup Kumar Tiwari sir.
Hello everyone, I am Aditya Patel.
Hello everyone, I am Muskan Yadav.
Hello everyone, I am Mansi Sahu.
Hello everyone, I am Sachin Kumar.
Hello everyone, I am Durgesh Paikra.
Today we want to talk about something that might seem strange at first, how being uncomfortable can actually help us grow. Most of us like to stay in our comfort zone. We enjoy feeling safe, relaxed and in control. But staying too comfortable for too long can stop us from improving. We learn that real, personal and professional growth only happens when we are in a state of discomfort. Many great figures have also shared their own experiences of losing a job, something painful at first, but in the end it pushed them to grow and become stronger. This message teaches us that discomfort is not something to run from. It's something we should start to understand and even welcome if we really want to get better in life. To explain this idea clearly, there is a sample model called the growth rings. These rings show us the different types of environments we live in and how they affect our growth. The first ring is called stagnation. This is where there is no change, no learning happens. The second ring is order. This is where things feel safe and predictable, but not very exciting or challenging. The third ring is complexity. This is where growth happens. Things aren't always clear or easy, but that's where we stretch ourselves and become better. The last ring is chaos, where everything feels out of control. In chaos, we don't usually grow, we feel stressed or lost. The best place for growth is complexity, where things are just uncomfortable enough to challenge us in a good way. That's where we should aim to be. Discomfort means feeling a little uneasy or unsure because we are doing something new or difficult. It might make us nervous or scared, but it helps us learn and improve. Imagine when a child learns to ride a bicycle. At first, it is hard to balance. The child might fall a few times. Falling is uncomfortable and can make the child feel afraid, but it is important that the child keeps trying. Eventually, they learn to ride well. That learning and improvement come from pushing through the discomfort. The same happens with us as we grow and face new experiences. The truth is simple. Greatness lives on the other side of discomfort. But most people want rewards without effort. They want health without exercise, success without failure, and wisdom without mistakes. Comfort tells them that it is possible, but that is a complete lie. Without effort, nothing great can be achieved. Comfort steals effort with it, and it steals also our future. The cost of comfort is very high. A comfort driven life ends with regret. Imagine being old and realizing that you wasted your chance because you always choose the easy road. The pain is far worse than the pain of hard work. People usually regret not the thing they tried and failed, but the things they never tried, and most of those chances are lost because of comfort. People usually regret not the things they tried and failed, but the things they never tried, and most of the chances are lost because of comfort. Ambition or hunger to achieve something only grows when life is hard. For example, think about someone who gets a safe job with a steady salary. At first, they tell themselves that's it, just a step. They will use it to grow bigger. But after some time, they get used to the paycheck, they buy small comforts, nice clothes, tasty foods, fun weekends. Slowly, they forgot the bigger dreams. Comfort traps them like a warm blanket that feels safe but never lets you move. Years later, they look back and realize that they have wasted their most precious time. They live in an average life because comfort kept them stuck. Think of soldiers here. Their training is full of discomfort, waking up early, carrying heavy loads, running long distances, and living in a tough condition. It is painful, it is tiring, and it is uncomfortable. But that is what makes them strong enough to protect our country. If a soldier trained in comfort, sleeping long hours, eating junk food, and never facing challenges, he would not survive a single battle. Discomfort builds warriors, while comfort builds weaknesses. So we have to leave our discomfort so that we can do and we can achieve many things.
Another way to understand this through a simple example. A fish in a bowl. If a fish is kept in a tiny bowl, it stays small. But if it's moved to a big pond, it has space to grow. Just like that, we are affected by our environment. If we are in a place where everything is always easy and controlled, we don't grow much. But if we are in a place where everything is always challenging us, like a new job, new place, new people, new meetings, we can grow in a new and surprising ways. That's why it's important to think about the place we are in and choose an environment that push us to do improve, even if they feel little uncomfortable at first. Discomfort can change our lives in a different ways. Sometimes it comes from outside, for example, losing a job, failing a test, or going through a big change. These are the things we can't always control. Other times, it comes from people around us, like teachers, mentors, coaches, or friend who push us to do better. But the most powerful kind of discomfort is the one we choose for ourselves. When we take a hard challenge to learn something, learn a new skill, or face our fears, we are creating discomfort on a purpose, and that's where the most growth happens. We don't have to wait for a life to push us. We can choose to step forward into something new. Discomfort can also happen when life surprises us with a problem we don't expect. Something Sometimes we fail at something we try or lose something important. These moments are hard and upsetting. For example, failing a test or losing a sports game. These are the moments where we are frustrated and feel sad. But this experience teaches us a valuable lesson. This helps us to understand what we need to do differently and push us to try harder next time. Life's challenges make us stronger and prepare us. Our brain always look for comfort. Long ago, when people lived in forests and caves, comfort was helpful. Rest was needed to survive. But today, we don't need to fight with wild animals or struggle for food every day. Life is easier, still our brain wants comfort. This is the problem, where growth always needs some pain. Learning a new skill feels hard, exercise hurt, facing fear is scary. But without pain, there is no growth. Comfort tricks us into thinking that avoiding pain is good, but it's actually stop us from becoming better. Comfort also make us weak when we sit all day, eat junk food, and avoid effort. Our body becomes sick and heavy. When we avoid tough problems, our mind becomes weak too. Life was always being difficult. Illness, mon- money problems, family problems, loss. A person who always choose comfort will not be ready for these hard times. Even a small problem will break them. But a person who accepts discomfort, who trains the body and the mind, becomes strong. They can handle life better. History also shows us how comfort destroys. Look at the Roman Empire. In the beginning, Rome was strong because of people worked hard, fought battles, and lived with discipline. But later, the Rome was become rich. People started chasing luxury and comfort. They wanted fun, parties, and easy living. Slowly, Rome became weak and finally collapsed. The story repeats again and again in the history. The same rule applies to the people. Comfort makes us soft, and softness leads us to the failure for a bigger success. Comfort can also stop people from discovering their real potential. Many of us do not even know how strong or talented we truly are because of we never test ourselves. Imagine a person who always swims in a shallow water. They may think they are a good swimmer, but they will never know if they can swim across a river unless they try. Discomfort is like a deep water, scary at first, but it shows us what we're truly capable of. Without facing discomfort, most people live their whole lives not even know what they truly can do.
This idea of discomfort is not just for personal growth, it also plays a big role in how our world changes. If we look at history, we see that some of the most important progress came from the people who were brave enough to step into discomfort. One example is Claudette Colvin, a young girl who refused to give up her seat on a bus before Rosa Parks did. People like her show us that People like her show us that challenging the system, speaking up, and standing out can be uncomfortable, but it's also how society moves forward. When we are too focused on staying comfortable, we stop improving, but when we face hard stuff, we open the door for real change. So, what does all of this mean for us? If it means that if we want to grow as friends, as students, or as future leaders, we need to stop seeing it discomfort. We need to stop running from discomfort. We need to start seeing it as a tool. Discomfort isn't something to fear, it's a sign that we are learning, growing, stretching out, and becoming stronger. Whether it's taking a new challenge, learning something new that feels difficult, or speaking up when it's hard, all of these things help us to grow. As the speaker said, what makes you comfortable can drain you. What makes you uncomfortable is the only way to grow. If we want to become the best version of ourselves, we need to step out of comfort and into complexity. Even if it's scary at first, that's where the real growth happens. When comfort is silent, it does not shout, it does not come like a storm, it comes like a soft rain, it feels gentle, pleasant, and soft. But while you enjoy it, comfort steals your dreams, your future, and your strengths. Comfort is like a thief who enters your home quietly and takes everything you have. For short time, comfort is not a bad thing, but when it becomes your way of living, it ruins your life. When life is too comfortable, we stop moving forward. Imagine a man sitting on a chair in a sunny garden. The chair is soft, the air is cool, and he feels relaxed. At first, it feels perfect, but slowly the hours pass. He doesn't move, his muscles get stiff, his mind gets lazy. The day is past, he has done nothing. That this is exactly what comfort does to people. It keeps them one place while the times run away. Comfort tricks you into believing that tomorrow will always be there. It whispers, don't worry, you can try later, you can change later, you can work later. But life does not wait. Every day is important, every moment is precious. People who follow comfort, they waste their time in waiting. One day becomes 1 week, then 1 month, and then 1 year. And then suddenly the time has gone, comfort has stolen their time. Comfort also kills dream. Many people have big ideas to start a business, to travel, to learn something new. But then comfort whispers, it's too risky, it's too hard, and then suddenly you can do it later, and then slowly later becomes never. The dreams die before it begins. There is also discomfort we choose ourselves. This is when we decide to try something new, even though it feels hard or scary. For example, a student might choose to join a new club, learn a musical instrument, or speak up during class discussion. Choosing discomfort shows courage and desire to grow. When we push ourselves in this way, we learn not just skills but also confidence and resilience, the ability to keep going even when things get tough. Comfort also kills dreams. Many people have big ideas to start a business, to write something new, to travel, But then comfort whispers, it's too hard, it's too risky, do it later. Slowly, later becomes never. Dreams die before it begins. On the other hand, people who accept discomfort and take the first small step, then another, and then another. It may be hard, but step by step, they bring their dreams to their life. Comfort kills, but discomfort creates. Thank you.
We can see this in many real life examples. Think about learning of a new language. In the beginning, you feel awkward, make mistakes, and also forget what. It's uncomfortable, but after struggling and practicing, you start to improve. Or thinking about exercising. If you want to build your strength, you have to push your muscles. It might hurt, but it's how your growth happens. Even starting off a new jobs or moving to a new place, you can feel uncomfortable at first, but those experiences helps us to become a more confident and capable over a period of time. Discomfort can come into our lives in a different ways. Sometimes we don't choose it, like losing a job, failing a test, or going through a tough situation. Other times it might be due to the people around us, like friends, teachers, and coaches who challenges us to do a better. The most powerful kind of the growth happens when we choose the discomfort by ourselves. This means doing that work that little scares us, setting a big goal, or trying something new that is even hard. Is choosing a discomfort for our purposes means we are taking a charge of our growth ourselves. This idea of discomfort is not just for individual, it also applies to society. When we look at a history, you start to see the biggest changes often come from a people who stepped into a discomfort to make a difference. For example, Claudette Colvin was just a teenager when she refused to give her own bus seat in 1950s. It was uncomfortable, risky, or even dangerous, but it helped to inspire the civil rights movement. These kind of actions are never been easy. They show us that progress often starts with discomfort. If we want to change our community or a fix problem in the world, we have to be willing to face a new situation, challenge it the way things have already been settled. History shows us that it comfort destroy not just a people but whole nations. Civilization rise through discipline but falls through comfort. A group of people fight for a survival. They work hard, they grow strong, they build an empire, then they become rich. They get used to a luxury, they choose entertainment over duty. Slowly their power fades and the empire falls. This has happened many times in the history, from Rome to other great kingdoms. Comfort look like success, but it often leads to a failure. Another example is our health. Comfort tells us to stay in bed, to eat junk food, to skip exercise. At first, it feels good, but slowly comfort takes away our energy, makes our body weak, and steals our health. On the other hand, exercising daily, maintaining daily routines, and eating carefully is not easy. It is uncomfortable. Muscle ache, sweat drips, and body feels tired. But over a time, this comfort creates strength, fitness, and longer and a healthier life. Comfort destroy health, while discomfort builds it. We can see this in technology and invention. Even great invention was from discomfort. The Wright brothers faced failure again and again before building the airplane. They had crashed, people laughed at them, even they even risked their own life, but they accepted the pain and discomfort. If they had stayed comfortable and saying flying is impossible, today the world would still be walking on the horses or riding horses. Discomfort gave us a gift of the flight. Comfort would have left us stuck on the ground. The same is true for relationship. Comfort tells us to avoid the hard conversation, to keep silent when something is wrong, to hide feelings. It feels easier in the moment, but over a time, silence creates distance, misunderstanding, and even broken bonds. On the other hand, having a tough conversation, apologizing, and admitting mistakes feels very uncomfortable. Yet it brings honesty, trust, a stronger relationship. Discomfort builds bond while comfort slowly destroys them.
Most of us enjoy being in our comfort zone, where life feels safe, predictable, and easy. But what we often don't realize is that staying comfortable for too long can actually stop us from learning and improving. Discomfort, those often avoided, plays a powerful role in a personal and professional growth. It may feel scary or difficult in the moment, but it is often the only path to real change. When we experience discomfort, like trying something new, facing a fear, or going through a challenge, we are pushed to grow in ways we never would inside our comfort zone. Scientifically, discomfort is also tied to how our brain works. When we do the same thing every day, our brain goes into something called default mode. It's like driving the same road every day. We don't really think about it, but when we try something new or face a challenge, our brain start making new connection. This is called neuroplasticity, and it means our brain is changing, growing, and adapting. So when we feel a little uncomfortable, like nervous before a speech or confused while learning a new skill, our brain is actually working harder and getting stronger. So it is important to understand that discomfort does not mean being unhappy or stressed all the time. Too much discomfort without support can cause burnout or give up. The key is to find the right balance. Enough discomfort to learn and grow, but also enough comfort to feel safe and supported. Taking small steps and reflecting on what we learn can help us handle discomfort better. For example, if speaking in public place feel hard, start by talking to a small group before speaking to a large crowd. Over time, these small steps build our ability to face bigger challenge. Life is built on struggle. Look at nature. A seed must break the soil to grow. A bird must crack its shell to live. A butterfly must fight to come out of the cocoon. Without struggle, there is no life. But humans today try to remove all struggle. We want food delivered, work done quickly, and problem solved with one click. We run from effort. But in running from effort, we also run from growth. Comfort also kills courage. A person who always stays in comfort becomes afraid of everything. Even small problems look big. Even small challenges look impossible. Think about someone who never experienced. One day they have to walk up a flight of stairs. They become tired, their heart races, and they feel weak. Another person who train every day climb the same stair easily. So we can say that comfort made the first person weak, but discomfort made the second person strong. The same thing happen in the mind. If you never challenge your brain, you become afraid of new ideas. You avoid change, you fear failure. Comfort builds walls inside you, but discomfort breaks those walls. If we look at nature, the rule is same. A seed must break out of the soil, a chick must struggle to come out of the egg, a butterfly must fight to leave its cocoon. These struggles look painful, but they are necessary for life. If someone tried to help by breaking the cocoon for butterfly, it come out weak and cannot fly. The discomfort of the struggle is what gives its wing strength. In the same way, our struggles give us power to live fully.
Discomfort doesn't mean only chaos or stress all the time. It's important to find a healthy balance. We grow best when we face challenges that are difficult but not overwhelming. That's why it helps to start small, like speaking up in class, trying a new hobby, or having a difficult conversation. These little steps build our courage over time. It's also helpful to reflect after a challenge and ask ourselves, what did I learn from this? In that way, we begin to see discomfort as an opportunity. Look at great people. None of them lived in comfort. Scientists spent years in labs, artists practiced day and night, leaders suffered rejection, insult, and pain. Athletes trained in heat and cold through injury and failure. Every achievement in history was born from discomfort. Comfort never created greatness. Many people think comfort is safety. They say, I want a safe job, I want a safe life, I want no risk. But safety is just an illusion. The world is changing, jobs are disappearing, health fades. Money can be lost. If you never push yourself, you will never build your strength. When change comes, you are not ready. Comfort makes you weak, and weakness is never safe. Let us take an example. Think of Thomson Edison, the man who gave us the light bulb. He failed thousands of times before he succeeded. If he had chosen comfort, he would have stopped after one or two failures. But he accepted discomfort. He worked late night, tested again and again, and finally changed the world. Comfort would have left the world in darkness. Discomfort gave us light. You can also think of Mahatma Gandhi. He lived a simple, uncomfortable life. He walked miles, ate little, and wore basic clothes. He faced prison and insult. But because he accepted discomfort, he became strong enough to lead India's freedom movement. If he had chosen comfort, he would have remained in silent. Even in teams and organizations, growth happens through challenge. If everyone is too comfortable, nothing changes and new ideas are lost. But when team members are encouraged to try new things, ask hard questions, or take creative risks, the group grows stronger. Leaders who care about growth often make sure their team feels supported but also challenged so they keep learning and improving together. Think about students preparing for exams. Some students revise every day, solve tough questions, and stay awake late to prepare. It is uncomfortable. Their friends may be relaxing, watching movies, or playing games, but when results come, the ones who face discomfort are rewarded with success. Comfort gave temporary joy to someone, but discomfort gave lifelong achievement to others. This shows that comfort is short term happiness, while discomfort is long term growth. To end this, we want to share a simple but powerful message. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's a sign of growth. The next time you feel nervous, unsure, or uncomfortable, don't avoid it. Lean into it. That's where your best self is waiting. Whether you are trying to improve yourself, help your team, or change the world, the path will always include discomfort. But that's okay because what makes you uncomfortable is often exactly what helps you grow. Thank you. So, the first question is that what is the topic of our video? The topic of our video is how comfort will ruin your future. Our second question is that why did we choose this topic? So, we choose this topic because it teaches us that how staying in comfort zone can stop us from growing or achieving our success. The third question is that who is the CEO of our video? We choose Thomas Curran as our CEO. The fourth question is that why did we choose the person? We choose Thomas Curran because he is a great example of hard work, leadership, and pushing beyond comfort to achieve big goals. The fifth question is how has the experience been till now? The experience has been amazing and full of learning and teamwork. The sixth question is what are the difficulties that you have faced till now? We had faced difficulties in managing time, coordinating with teammates, and editing video properly. The seventh question is how has the video shoot helped you beyond your academics? It helps us improve our confidence, communication, creativity, and teamwork skills. The eighth question is what has been the most enjoyable part till now? The answer to the question is the most enjoyable part was shooting the video and sharing fun, creating moments with teammates. The ninth question is what are the things you learned with your teammates? I learned teamwork, patience, and how to value different ideas and perspectives. The 10th question is what are the skills you identified in yourself and developed during the making of the video? The answer to the question is I improved my leadership, coordination, and presentation skills. The 11th question is, how did this project improve your teamwork and collaboration skills? The answer to the question is, it taught us to divide tasks, communicate clearly, and support each other to reach our goal. The last question and the 12th question is, what role did you personally play in the group? And what did you learn from it? The answer to the question is, I worked on the script and coordination. I learned how planning and teamwork make a project successful. Thank you.